What up, guys? So I wanted to do something a little different today. I wanted to see if I could make 3 different sounds out of one. Now I've got a really kind of a simple, not that interesting sound right here. It's just a little sine wave going like this. You know, nothing that special to it. I'm gonna try to make it into a pluck, a bass, and a pad, and wish me luck. Let's see what happens. All right. First thing I would do with this is add a little reverb to it because it is a bone dry and I don't like it. Pretty good. Cut the top, cut the bottom, like that. Okay, already the sound is a bit better. That's better. So I want this to be kind of a hollow pluck, something that can be featured maybe as a additional part in a verse, not like a lead thing. I don't like a lot of that low. See, I actually kind of like this because I'm cutting the bottom. It creates a bit of a hollowness to it. It sounds dirty because of the attack on the verb too. I really like the sound. Nice. All right, there it is. Let's just quantize that baby. I think it sounds pretty cool. Let me just print that down. All right. So right now I added a little bit of an effect to it as well. It's from Camel Space. That's too much. That's not what I'm trying to create, but I like the sidechaining on it. So I'm just gonna add like 15%, 20% of it. So yeah, this is definitely a type of pluck I would use in production just for maybe a layer on top of a more powerful pluck, just something to add a lot of vibe and kind of color to it. So I'm gonna just call that pluck and let's make another sound. All right, I don't like that this is missing the bottom, really. It's not like an 808 I would use. So let's try to add a little bit in. We've got Voice of God, which is a really lovely plugin by Universal Audio, and let's just add a little bit of that low end. Okay, so this sounds really good. Let's see if we can make it a more powerful bass, because right now it's a little wimpy. So we've got this. Bit uneven, you know, when the other octave comes in here, it's just very like, what is happening? So first thing I want to do is I want to add some FabFilter Saturn to it because I feel like our 808 needs a little warmth to it. That's already a lot better. Now we need to even out what is going on here. So I'm going to use Pro MB to pull up the low end, you know, like 30, which we can't really hear, but like 50 to 80 around there. And then right there, this like 100 to 150 or so, I'm gonna pull it out. Let's see what this does. Cool. So let me print this part down to see if there's anything I can do to it in post when it becomes a waveform. So what I want to do is I want to add some interest to this part by doing some transposition automation. So let's go over here. I wanted to go do a little swoop right here. And then maybe we swoop down to 12 cents, yeah, I mean, not cents, semitones. I cannot speak, it's late. Here we go. Okay, that's actually pretty good. You know, I feel like that was not even enough saturation for me. So I'm actually gonna cheat on here a little bit. I'm gonna take one of these returns, and I have a preset here that I've made, and it's called 808 top end. And all it does, it processes the top end, so the highest frequencies of an 808, and it adds a lot of distortion to them. So, and it's actually using Camel Crusher, which is like the most aggressive crusher that I know of. Obviously, use this to your own discretion. I think this came out pretty good. I probably wouldn't use this as my main 808. I would use an actual 808 sound. But this is just to show you like the fluidity of what you can do with just one sound that isn't even that great to start with. So I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do a pad with it now. Okie dokie. The one thing that this has that a pad should not have is a very harsh attack. So I'm actually going to go into the sound. I would adjust the attack of this. Already not horrible. I'm very excited. I would add a little bit of rhythmic movement to this pad actually. It does have already some on it, but let's see. There's a really cool plugin by Waves called One Node Pumper. It's like the simplest plugin there is. You just turn the knob and it adds more sidechain or less sidechain. So let me actually freeze this. Let me put it on its audio track. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of that one frequency. As you can see it right here, it's just, you know, very harsh because our original sound was very focused. So let's just tone that down right now. I also don't like a lot of the bottom end on here. So this is a really cool plugin by Cable Guys, a wonderful company that makes a lot of really cool plugins. You guys should definitely check them out. So they have a lot of interesting presets in this plugin called Filter Shaper. And I can just try to see what we've got going on here. That I actually really like. You know, this kind of detuned, tucked in, not a lead part, but tucked in somewhere underneath like a pre-chorus. I could see it. You know, we could even pan it a little bit. Also, plugin by Cable Guys. Just doing that. Half a bar. Not bad. I could actually use that. All right, just to recap, we started with one boring sound, which sounded like this. And then we ended up with three very different sounds, one of which is a pluck, one of which is a bass, an 808 bass approximation. And then one of which is like a pad type thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. As you could see, that was pretty challenging because it was not a great sound to start with. So I would encourage you to do this with sounds that you already like in the beginning. That way, the creation process will be that much more interesting and you will get better results.